I hate engineering. Engineering sucks as a discipline, man. Why is engineering so hard anyway? Do you know what it's like to go to college for engineering? This is an off the cuff introspection session by Rivan or Clayton, which everyone knows. Okay, but no one really knows me. I'm just an isolated loser in the house. If you ever hacked my vision or lived my life, then you know that I've never met anyone, house visitor, trespasser, or a cop at my house besides Dolly and Chris, the only two visitors that ever come here. Anyway, so what are we talking about today? We're talking about engineering being a sucky discipline in college. I like vocational school a lot. Vocational school is worth it, but not a lot of people go to Voc. A lot of people go for 4-year degrees to 8-year PhDs and get wiped out financially, but it's kind of fun because there's hot young chicks on campus and hot guys on campus, and you hook up sometime. You go to a kegger, and sometimes you go to class every day. And you usually go by with missing 2 classes a semester and still pass with an A. But if you miss more than 2 classes a semester, you're toast. Anyway, engineering sucks. It's an unfair discipline. Another school I went to, Rowan University, the best South engineers in the Philly area, I guess. Which Henry W. Rowan originally donated the school, Rowan University, and changed his name to the school because he wanted engineers near Philadelphia or something. But it was originally called Glassboro. So anyway, engineering sucks if anyone ever took it. What do we have in the engineering discipline? Usually, standard engineering. We have mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, and 3 other engineering classes, maybe civil engineering and something else. Kind of forget chemical engineering, and I forget the fourth. Maybe it's material science or something. This discipline sucks ass. You have to memorize thousands of mathematical formulas that are impossible to memorize every single class you have. Engineering professors are so cruel. Anyone who takes engineering will turn into a huge goddamn nerd and a huge goddamn evil person. Why do they have to be engineers anyway? Engineering is not a hard job. You just look at engineers in space. An engineer in space is like a servitor. You know what a servitor is like? The servitor is like an engineer in space, or a SCV unit, whatever the abbreviation is for SCVs. I'm not really sure. An SCV just has a mechanical bodysuit and a toolkit, and he uses the toolkit to build buildings really fast. An SCV have to take thousands of impossible math classes to use a tool. I'm not really sure about that. I think an engineer just needs tools and maps most of the time, and materials and construction pamphlets that are harder than Legos. But what's a Lego anyway? Are there Legos in space or Mega Mans in space? That doesn't make much practical sense. Why are there fantasy planets? Does Stargate ever let anyone visit a fantasy planet or any civilian through? Is there such thing as a civilian airliner in space, or diplomatic standoff is always war? War on all sides and a crisis every minute. No one likes constant crime and crises every minute of their goddamn lives. Just my life is. I wasn't bad from birth, like everyone says. Like God, no. I was bad age 29 onward, 29 to 36 or 29 to 37. The problem every second of my life, or one crime a day, or whatever my life was. Pretty irrelevant guy in a dumb haunted house, I think. So back to engineering. Engineering sucks. Why does a college student have to turn nerd like an evil to the bone because he has to study engineering? I went engineering once at a community college. He took engineering at Rutgers, didn't pass because it was impossible. And then he's trying to study science at the community college instead because it's easier than engineering, but still pretty fucking hard. And why fucking do it anyway? You could just go to vocational school and be a radiologist, I guess, in about a month. Not so much wiser and cheaper career path, but you don't get to fraternize with women at a 4-year, if anyone has time for that anyway. Or has anyone has time to go to groups, I guess. So you like my new shades? Looks kind of like I get a lot of comments in the psych ward and you look like Agent John. I've never been to a jail really as low self. I've been to psych wards every year of my life. Usually get trapped in a hallway that's co-ed and gives you food, but no, that's not what jail is. Well, my doppels always get cuffed every day of my life, but that's not what the video is about. It's about engineering. Okay, so about engineers, what's it all about? It's a hard discipline, man. You know what engineering class is goddamn like? You have this cruel professor with a PhD. He's went to school 8 years and was a genius, I suppose, because he's allowed to drink Mountain Dews or Coca-Colas or something. So, this genius PhD professor might write like 10,000 formulas on a wall during a lecture that you have to show up on time to. It lasts about 2 hours or so. And then you have to memorize all these math formulas, like 10,000 of them, do impossible homework every day. You can't really learn engineering by yourself. You have to do homework with like 4 to 5 other engineers and learn engineering together because it's impossible to pass class. What's the retention ratio for alumni in engineering? Is it like 60% or less? People go to school to get a job, and it's just a fun period of their lives. Why do they have to teach engineering if it's so hard? No one wants to learn 5,000 formulas and do impossible math every day of their lives, or mix 5,000 organic chemistry graphs together and write 9,000 symbols down on a piece of paper so they could use a tool in the lab. It's a cruel profession and just turns you into a cruel nerd. You should be wiped out of college because I'm a communist.